For more on auto trends, we go straight to suburban Detroit, where we're joined by Gerald Meyers. He's the former chairman of American Motors. He's now an adjunct professor at the University of Michigan. Welcome to the show, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You heard a lot of what Michelle was talking about, and I guess when we talk about car shows, all of us get excited when we talk about what's newest and latest and greatest in the car industry. So I have to ask you, what are you most excited about?
Well, I think the idea that we are designing now for more than just what the consumer wants. We're designing for what regulators are requiring and what conditions in governmental affairs seem to suggest. So we have two masters now. We have the buying public, and then we have the regulators.
Right. Let's start with the regulators here. General Motors, Toyota, the safety issues. I don't want to get into that in full force, but what's the biggest factor when people want to buy cars today? Is it still the brand? Is it the features of the car? Is it safety? Is it the doors, the colors of the car? What stands out most to consumers these days?
Well, the old standby appearance is something to keep in mind. But in addition to that, safety has taken a prominent role, and fuel economy right behind that.
One thing we were talking about earlier among the producers and I, you know, a global audience is watching this show. And there are a lot of global buyers out there, and I know a lot of car companies design cars for specific markets. Is it hard to design a car that's going to appeal to people in London, and appeal to people in Beijing, and appeal to people in, say, Chicago?
Well, it's a chore. It requires true talent and understanding of those markets that you described and others. One single car is undoubtedly not going to appeal to all markets, all generations, all age groups. But there are central tendencies, and they can be taken together and a vehicle can be designed about those. So that's what the larger auto companies have to do with their models, one by one, appeal to the various interests of those varied markets.
I'm guessing you're going to agree with this statement about, keep my fingers crossed, that we've gone through one of the most transformational time in the auto industry in terms of the last 5 years and what has occurred. With that, do you think that the sustainability or the culture, what has changed most about the industry, particularly here in the United States?
Well, the marketplace has proven to be fickle. It always was changing. It always was being appealed to by various people, various factors. But the market now is informed, aware, intelligent, and articulate. And that's a very demanding customer. And the auto companies are having to learn to deal with that very smart audience.
Well, that smart audience is watching some of these newest cars from the New York Auto Show that we're rolling right now and showing you. But I read something on demographics. Millennials, those born in the 90s and 2000s, and there's a study done, a number of studies done, that they're not interested in necessarily owning a home anymore. In fact, car driving is down, especially among that generation. And I wonder, does that play a role in how cars design or sell or market the vehicles to that up-and-coming generation that ultimately will buy a car, I assume, right?
Yeah, it's very important, of course. The millennials and the younger people that are now moving into the earning power part of their career and who are going to be the car buyers are a different group of people than the auto companies have supplied before. And the auto companies are just learning what these people are all about. Have very few of them on the payroll.
All right.
And it's going to take a great deal of market research and then dedication to deal with it.
Gerald Meyers, I want to thank you for your time. Adjunct professor at the University of Michigan. Have a great evening there.